Rangers are right at the center of the storm. A Champions League charge lighting up Europe while domestic frustrations refuse to fade, transfer battles breaking out on two continents, and a fresh VAR controversy that's got the whole country talking, from a Brazilian giant plotting a multi-million move for one of Ibrox's breakout stars, and a huge price tag slapped on a Premier League target that could shape our future. This is high-stakes drama on and off the pitch, and you need to see every twist. Rangers were made to sweat for a point at Ibrox after an afternoon that should have been all about keeping momentum rolling from that thumping 3-0 win over Victoria Pleasant. Instead, it was Dundee leaving with smiles on their faces, and you left wondering how a team that can dazzle in Europe can then look flat and unconvincing on home soil. James Tavernier, yet again, had to step up as captain and leader, firing home a last-gasp penalty after Djeidi Gassama was clipped or barely touched, depending on which pundit you ask. Some are saying Gassama went down too easily, others saying there was enough contact. We'll be talking about that in just a bit. And without it, this would have been a miserable, pointless afternoon. What's frustrating is that this is now 2 weekends in a row where Rangers have followed a huge European performance with a limp domestic showing. First Motherwell, now Dundee. That's 4 points already tossed away before the season's even warmed up. Russell Martin's still looking for his first league win, and although his European record is strong so far, this stop-start stuff in the Premiership is the kind of habit that can cost you titles. Yes, last season, Rangers mostly handled the post-Europe matches well, but this squad has been refreshed, money has been spent, and patience from you isn't going to last forever, especially with a Celtic derby on the horizon. Martin needs to find a way to make these players turn up in the league as they do in Europe, or the questions will get louder. Do you think Russell Martin's problem is about tactics, or are some of these Rangers players simply lacking the mentality to deliver in the league after European nights? And all the post-match chatter from BBC Sports Scene somehow boiled down to one thing. Did Djeidi Gassama throw himself for that penalty? Honestly, you couldn't script the obsession. If it had been Celtic in the exact same situation, they'd be talking about clever forward play and earning the spot kick, not dragging the player's name through the mud. Let's set the record straight. Gassama did exactly what you want from a winger. He burned past his man, got goal side, felt the contact, and went down. That's textbook. Wright made a mistake by clipping him, and in today's game, that's always going to be given. VAR had a look, the referee stuck to his decision, and Tavernier did the rest from 12 yards with all the calm of a man who's been there 100 times before. It's simple. Contact in the box is a foul, but when it's Rangers, suddenly the law book gets rewritten in the studio, and that's not the only point being brushed under the carpet. We played a chunk of that match with 10 men thanks to Nasser Jiga's red card, a decision that, if we're being honest, looked far from clear-cut. Then, just when it seemed like we'd nicked all 3 points, Cyril Dessers had a late goal chalked off for offside in one of those blink-and-you-miss-it calls that, curiously, always seem to go against us. Yet, despite the uphill battle, the team showed fight to come back, grab the penalty, and keep pushing until the very end. Yes, there's no hiding from the fact that the Premiership start has been sluggish. 2 draws from 2 isn't the launch you want when you're chasing down Celtic, and Russell Martin knows as well as you that points can't keep slipping away. But the idea that this penalty was some gift from the officials is laughable. We've all seen the type of decisions Celtic get every other week, and not once do we see this level of forensic was it, wasn't it analysis. Instead, it's packaged as smart, decisive play. This isn't just about one match or one penalty. It's about the pattern. Every contentious call involving Rangers is magnified, dissected, and doubted, while similar incidents for our rivals slide through the media unnoticed. It's a double standard that's been there for years, and Saturday was just the latest example of it. Do you think this endless media N-ite picking over Rangers' decisions is just incompetence, or is it a deliberate bias in how our club is portrayed compared to Celtic? It looks like Rangers could be ready to dip back into the Sheffield Wednesday well, with young goalkeeper Piers Charles now firmly on the radar. The 20-year-old Northern Ireland international has been making waves since breaking into the first team at Hillsborough, but the price tag Sheffield Wednesday have slapped on him is enough to make your eyes water. £8 million and not a penny less. This is despite the chaos down south, players unpaid, EFL sanctions piling up, and a manager out the door. You'd think they'd be looking to cash in quickly, but no, they're holding firm, maybe hoping for a bidding war, especially with West Ham, Leicester and Southampton also sniffing around. Charles is seen by many as the perfect long-term successor to Jack Butland at Ibrox. Butland has started the season like a man possessed, especially in Europe, and for now, that number 1 shirt is nailed to his back. Still, with the modern game moving fast and big clubs always circling, planning for the future makes sense, and Charles ticks a lot of boxes. He's young, technically sound, and already proven he can handle senior football. The question is whether splashing £8 million on a backup keeper when there are glaring needs in other areas is the smartest move right now. The league form has stuttered with those frustrating 1-1 draws against Motherwell and Dundee, and strengthening outfield positions could be what tips the balance in chasing down Celtic. Would you rather Rangers spend £8 million on a young keeper to eventually replace Butland, or should that money go straight into building a side to stop Celtic this season? Palmeiras can dream all they want, but prizing Jefté away from Ibrox right now would be like trying to sneak the crown jewels out of Edinburgh Castle. Possible in theory, but you'll set off every alarm in the country. The 21-year-old has been nothing short of sensational since arriving, racking up 53 appearances last season, bossing his flank every week, and even walking away with the award for best in his position in the Scottish Premiership. He's not just been good, he's been transformational for the way Rangers play. The Brazilian press are talking about a deal in the region of €5 to €6 million, which sounds nice on paper, but let's remember this is a player tied down until 2028, bought for €800,000 just months ago, and already proven in Europe and domestically. His value to Rangers isn't just in numbers, it's in his consistency, his engine, and the fact he plays with the kind of bite and ambition you need to take the title back from Celtic. Palmeiras want him to replace Van der Laan, who's on his way to Red Bull Bragantino, and there's even chatter of English clubs circling. But if Russell Martin is serious about building a side to dominate, then letting Jefté go now would be footballing madness. You don't strengthen your rivals in Europe's scouting market when you've got a real shot at trophies and Champions League money on the line. Rangers have been stung before selling too soon. We've all seen players leave Ibrox for fees that look fine at the time, only to watch them double or triple in value months later. Jefté is 21, still developing, and already a star. Unless Palmeiras come back with a number so big it could rebuild the Copland Road stand twice over, this should be a short conversation. Would you cash in on Jefté now for €5 to €6 million, or is selling him mid-project basically handing Celtic an advantage in the title race? Comment below what you think about the news. Don't forget to leave a like on the video to help me out. I post videos every day talking about our Rangers, so if you're not subscribed, you're missing out on the latest news. See you soon.